Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'm bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have content coming out every day. You don't want to miss a single thing. Don't forget to tune in on Thursdays for our premiere episodes with the live chat. Chance to talk to us, give us any suggestions, any video ideas, or just BS with us. We like just interacting with you guys. We also do a second one on Tuesdays at 4:30. So far I haven't missed one of those, but that one I may not be able to make every single time, but I will check the chat logs once I'm able to log in. Our usual shout out of appreciation to everybody that left us a tip on these live chats. It's just going to go towards getting the equipment so we can get to the live streaming that much faster. We are super excited to be able to live stream, get the fan included craps tournament going. Really excited to do that. And any other live stream ideas we can do, we may do a blackjack tournament. There's so many things we can do with the live stream that we really want to get to that as fast as we possibly can. It just, like we've mentioned, just takes kind of an equipment overhaul for us. So we're going to get there as soon as we can. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. Today's video is one that I discussed in the last live chat. And I want to talk about one of the worst players that I've ever had. This guy was legendary to every dealer, every floor knew who this guy was. He doesn't come in anymore. He actually, to my understanding, was 86th, I believe, from the casino, but not because of his strategy, but just because of other behavioral issues. But his strategy is the type that, like I may have mentioned, made the dealers want to go on break and go hang themselves in the back. And the strategy was just terrible. And it's not 100% like I'm about to show you. What I'm about to show you is actually easier. The bets are actually easier than his strategy was. But this guy's strategy would slow the game down to an absolute grind, an absolute crawl. Every time he had to go to a different level on a strategy, it would take a couple of minutes just to get his bets in place. So every time there'd be a come out roll and he was on a different level on his strategy, we would just have to stop and just deal with him for 2 minutes, and then go deal with all the other players' bets, which might take 2 minutes combined for the other 6 before we could go into the next roll. And then as soon as a hit were to occur, everything would change again. So here's how his strategy would work. He would wait until there's a point, and then he would do 64 across. I'm actually doing it this way because, again, it makes the bets a little bit easier. He would actually just do 54, but then his bets on his second round, third round, so on, got really oddball. Whereas with the example I'm showing you, most of the bets are actually not that difficult. They're pretty basic. So what he was basically looking for, this guy was trying to grind out 10 bucks. 10 bucks at a time. He was trying to win 100 bucks. He'd win 100 bucks and he would call it a day. More often than not, he would win because this strategy is, it doesn't take a whole lot to win. He basically had to win 10 times because he was, again, trying to grind out $10 per hit. So what if none of these hit? Now, if this hits, he would take his bets down and then wait for the next shooter. Or he may go ahead and run his bets, let them go, and see if he could win his $100. So let's assume he would do that, okay? Say he would keep going trying to win this 100 bucks. As soon as a 7 out occurs, let's say there's a 0.7 out actually, 0.7 out, so he did not make anything, right? Well, now he goes to number 2. Now this guy had a little laminated card he carried with him. They had each level of his bet, and they were color-coded, so he could differentiate them a lot easier. Now, what would be his next round? Well, he's already down 64 bucks, okay? So, and again, he wants to win $10. He wants to win $10 if something hits. So he needs to win back his $64. Now, if he kept his 64 in play and he hit multiple wins, multiple numbers, once he hit 100 bucks, he'd call it a day. If he won enough, if he won, say, 50 bucks and then lost his 54, he would probably go to the next round. He would go to the second level of his bet anytime he was actually down from his 64 across. So now he needs to win on any individual hit. He needs to win $74. His 64 that he lost over here, plus the $10 that he's trying to win. So what pays $74 on a 10? Well, initially, you might look at it and go, well, 35 pays 70. Well, it does, but minus a VIG, so it actually pays 68. So that's not going to work. So what about 40? Well, 40 is going to win $78. So there we go. He's going to hand us $40 for the 10, $40 for the 4. This is why it's so slow, because he hands these to us individually, because he has to check his note cards. So what about the 5 and 9? What's going to win $74? Ooh, that one's kind of tough. 55. 55 is going to win $77. So he's going to do 55, 5 and 9. So what about the 6 and 8? Now we're looking at 66. $66 is going to win 77. So he's going to hand this to us. So we started out with 64. Now he's got 80 right here between the 4 and 10. He's got 110 between the 5 and 9. And now he's got 66 each, so he's sitting on what, 132? 132 on the 6 and 8. So this is how much he's got going. Just so we have an idea. So now he's got this weird bet going. Well, what if a 7 out occurs? What if another 7 out hits right away? 0.7 out. So now this loses. So now at this point, he is down his initial 64, plus he is down whatever total this particular level had him out. And let's see what it is. He is down $386. He's down $386. So guess what level 3 is? Level 3 is he needs to make his 386 back plus 10 bucks. So 396. So what's going to pay him 396? Well, if he did 200 on the 4 and 10, that's going to pay him 390 after the VIG gets taken out. So that's not going to work. So he's going to have to do 205, which is going to pay 410 minus the 11. So it's going to pay 399. 399. They may or may not charge an extra dollar for this. It's going to, but I'm going to assume they do. So it's going to pay him $399. So he needs to do 210 on the 4. 210, or I'm sorry, 205 on the 4 and 10. So now, what pays 396 on each one of these? Well, geez, let's walk this one through. What would 300 pay? 300 pay 420, so okay, that's not going to work. What about 250? Well, 250 is going to pay 350, so not quite there yet. So we need to make another $46. So that means we need to add 35 to make it another $49. So it's going to pay $399, and it is $285.9, $285.8, or 5, $285 each on the 5 and the 9. Wow. Now we're looking at the 6 and 8. Again, we need to win $396, right? Well, 300 pays 350. So, once again, we need to add the other 49, which is going to be 42 bucks. So, he's going to have a $342.8 and a $342.9. Now, here's the thing. Any of these, level 2, level 3, doesn't matter where he's at, if anything hits, he takes it all down and goes to 64 inside, or 64 across including again. Doesn't matter what hits. Anything hits just once, he takes it down, goes back to 64 across all the way. Okay. Now, what if another 7 out hits? Because then he has to go to level 4 on this strategy. And once I finish up level 4, we're going to talk a little bit about the strategy and what I have actually seen from this player. But let's look at level 4 first. Switch hands, fingers still messed up. So, that's 1700 right there. So that's 2000 right there. So let's put that right there. Put this back. So now his total loss is $2,054. So for round 4, level 4, every bet he makes needs to win $2,064 because again, he's trying to make 10 bucks back. So let's look at it. Well, he wants to make $2,064. Let's look at 1,100 for the 10 and see what that pays. Well, this is going to be a $55 vig, so it would pay $21.45. Too much. $21.45 is too much. What about 1,050? Well, this is going to pay, let's see, 21 minus a $52 vig, so 1,048. Not enough because it needs to make 1,064. What about 1,060? Well, 1,060 is going to pay 21.20 minus a $53 vig, so let's see, 67. Yep, it would pay 2,067, so it makes this 2,064. So he would then lay down a $1,060 4 and then a $1,060 10. 1,060 bucks and 4 and 10. 5 and 9, what are we looking at? Again, we need to make $2,064. $2,064. So 1,500 would pay 2,100. That's too much. That's too much. So 2,064. Let's say he's looking to win 2,068. That means we need to take 30 off of here. So 470. So $1,470 to make 2,068 bucks. And again, over here, $1,470 to make 2,064 bucks. To make a $10 profit. What about the 6 and 8? Well, again, 2,064. So we're going to look at 2,068 because it's going to work out to even. So 1,800 would pay 2,100. So then we need to take out another. Oh wait, no, that won't work. That's taking out 42. So we actually need to increase these by 5. Let me double check that. Okay, so let's double check this real fast. So 15 would pay 21. So yeah, we don't want to take out 30. Oh yeah, this actually has to be 80. This would have to be 85. I'm sorry, no, this would have to be 85. Because that would pay, because 1,500 would pay 2,100. So we need to take, at most, we can only take out 32 bucks. So that would be 20. So yeah, it needs to be 80. Yep, because then it would pay $2,072. So 80. I did that one badly. My fault. So we're looking at $1,480 5, $1,480 9. 6 and 8. 1,800 pays 2,100. So again, we need to take out 28. So we need to take out $24 from 1,800. So we're looking at 1,776. 1,776. And then 1,776. So this guy would have to read this off his card and put these down one at a time and give them to us. And this would be round 4. This player was just absolutely legendary for his extremely odd betting strategy. And again, he's only trying to win $10. He's trying to win $100 for the day. Hopefully his 64 across will win him his $100. And if not, then he's going to keep doing this until he gets up to his $100 profitability. Right? Here's the disadvantage to it. The 4.7 ounce, which happened to me not too long ago, well, a couple years ago, 4.7 ounce would lose all 4 levels. Right? Now, at this point, he is already hitting table max. He won't be able to do a 5th level. At some casinos, he could, probably on the strip, but he doesn't play on the strip because then he wouldn't be able to start at 64 across. He'd have to start out higher. $10 minimum bet tables, you're usually going to find $1,000 or $2,000 table maxes. So he'll butt up against table max right here. So 4.7 ounce or just point and horn numbers and 7-outs is going to cost him. And to my knowledge, I know of at least 3 times that he lost. And he'd been playing this for years with us, and I know of at least 3 times that he lost. I've talked to dealers that have been there for 10, 15 years that remember being on stick or being on base and dealing to him when he lost. So let's look at this. That right there is $10,000. $650, $675, $686. So $10,686. That explains why when they tell me about this guy and when they beat him, they tell me they beat him for $10,000, because if he does get beat, he gets beat for over $10,000. Now, trying to win $10 at a time. How many times do you need to win to make back, to break even for your one loss? And again, they took this guy down 3 times that I know of. 3 times that I know of within the span of a few years, he lost over $10,000. So he lost $30,000 over a few years. How many times do you have to win $10 to make up $30,000? 3,000 times. 3,000 hits just to break even. Again, this guy was going for a $10 profit. So this guy was just insane trying to deal with this guy. So I hope you guys find this, I'm not going to say interesting, but well, maybe interesting, definitely. I hope you guys don't play this. I just hope you guys find this an interesting story and a very odd betting strategy. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.